There are lots of business models that work for coaches, but some work better than others. In this video, I'm going to share with you the best business models for coaches to have stability, scalability, and impact. Before we get into specifically coaching business models, I think it's important to define the term business model. My definition of a business model is the mechanism by which you turn your magic into money. And so there are lots of business models out there that may work well or that you might be interested in, but there's specific models that I think work best for coaches. So I'm going to walk you through 5 of them, and specifically in order of least complicated and easiest to start all the way to more complicated and requiring more resources. So the first and the easiest is obviously the one-on-one coaching model. In a one-on-one model, you are selling your time for money. You're basically selling sessions, you're selling hours, you're selling packages of private one-on-one calls between you and your clients. This is how most coaches start, and it's a great way to develop your skills, get some case studies under your belt, gather some experience, and start building your model, building your unique signature system to get the results that you get. Once you've got that under your belt, once you're good at one-on-one coaching and you feel solid, you know you can deliver great results to people, and maybe your calendar is full and you're feeling a little bit pressured because there's not enough hours in the day to do all the work that you want to do, that's a good time to start moving into model number 2. Model number 2 is a group model. Now, a group model can be that you're hosting retreats and you're delivering your coaching in live events, or a group model might be that you're hosting calls every week or twice a month or however many times you do that. But the key to the group model is that you're delivering one to many. You're no longer delivering one to one, you're delivering one to several people at a time. Now that leverages your time. One of the biggest mistakes I've seen people make, and I made myself when I started this business, is that once we move from a one-on-one model to a group model, we drop our prices too much. There's a perception that somehow the group is less valuable than the one-on-one. Now I get it. There's a perceived value to working one-on-one, especially if you're someone who's a credible expert, who's built a reputation and people want to work with you. And definitely your VIP programs, your one-on-one, you want to keep those prices high once you move into group models because you want to discourage people from taking that program without paying a big increase. However, the thing I want you to remember and really consider is that when you move to a group model, there's a magic that gets created in the group that you could not deliver by yourself, even if you wanted to. Especially when you're doing, for example, a group mastermind where people are sharing best practices with each other and feeding each other ideas and information. So there's magic in the group. So one of the things to remember is not to drop your prices too much when you move from one-on-one to a group model. The third type of model is when you move to a virtual model. A virtual model is where you're delivering your programs totally virtually. Now that could be delivering them in an automated way. So for example, you might create an evergreen program, a program where people sign up and they receive modules every week without ever talking to you live. The fourth model is where you pick a hybrid, where you combine elements of the preceding 3 that I already talked about. So what that might look like is having a combination of live group events with virtual online group calls or Zoom sessions. Or it might include a little bit of one-on-one and a little bit of masterminding. The hybrid model is where you're picking and choosing from all these other methodologies. Now, the last type of model that I want to mention is a certification model. Now, the reason I mentioned this last is because really this is kind of the advanced course. This is where once you've developed everything that you're going to develop, and you don't have to develop all of the preceding, but the certification is once you have a really solid methodology, you start to teach other people the methodology. So certification, you might be able to get other people to learn your system, pay you to learn your system, maybe even pay you royalties on an ongoing basis to use your system and materials, and then they go out and spread that system without you having to do anything at all. That's a really fantastic model, because what you can do there is you're infinitely scalable, because it's all about selling your materials and your intellectual capital rather than selling your time. If you're interested in building a coaching business that's energy rich, sustainable, scalable, and allows you to grow and get your mission and your message out into the world, then set up a time to have a discovery call with one of my superstar coaches so we can explore ways that we can help you build and grow your business. Just visit the link below, set up a call, and let's play together.